Good morning, 1, 2. So let's look at this question 5 here. So for question 5, right, the main concept here will be to teach you how to write an expression in terms of n for the n term. I believe you can do part 1 yourself. So let's look at the n term, how to write an expression for n term. Okay, so before that, we need to write out a few numbers first of the sequence. So for the first term, is given as 48. Second term, if you have found the answer in part 1, it will be 48 minus 9. Why? Because they say that each following term is subtract by 9 from the previous term. So that means for second term is minus 9, third term is minus 9, fourth term is minus 9 again. So this one will be 39. So the third term will be minus 9, 30. And the fourth term will be 48 minus 9 minus 9 minus 9 equals to 21. So in order to write an expression in terms of n for the n term, what does it mean? That means this expression is a general expression whereby once I have this expression, when I replace the expression, the n in expression with 1, it will give me 40. When I simplify the expression, it will give me 48. When I replace the n term with 2, it will give me the value of 39. And when I replace the n term inside this expression with 3, it will give me the third term, which is 30. So on and so forth. So in order for us to find this n term, right, the first tip I'm going to teach you is to rewrite every term to show a relation to the first term, 48. So I found that for the first term, do we minus any numbers here? Okay, let me use a different color. Okay, so if you notice, right, do we subtract by any number here for the first term? The answer is no. For the second term, we minus by 9. For the third term, we minus by 2, 9. And the fourth term, we minus by 3, 9. So minus 9, minus 9, minus 9. And the number of 9 that they subtract, right, I try to find whether there is any pattern or there's any like relation or there's any trick as compared to the position of the term. So in this case, when I subtract by 3 sets of 9, it is the fourth term. When I subtract by 2 sets of 9, it gives me the third term. When I subtract by 1 set of 9, it gives me the second term. So it seems to tell me that for any n term, right, the number of 9 that they subtract is based on the position of the number. So these are the position minus 1. So for the first term, they didn't subtract any 9. So in this case, it will be 48 minus 0 times 9. So how do I get this 0 here? It's 1 minus 0. So this gives me 48. So for the second term, it's 48 minus 1 times 9. So how do I get this 1 over here? Okay, let me use a different color. So this 1 is based on 1 minus 1, which is 0. So this 1, the in front 1, is actually the position of the term. And the next one, let me space out a bit. 48 minus 1 times 9, which is the second term, give me 39. So how do I get this? So how do I get this 1 over here? I take the second term, the position of the term, which is 2, minus 1. So I get 1. And for the third term, 48 minus 2, because there are 2 sets of 9, it give me 30. So for this 2 over here, how do I get this 2? I take the position of the term, which is 3, minus 1. So they give me 2. So for the fourth term, right, can you figure out what would be this pattern be? So same thing, I start with 48 first, and I minus 3 sets of 9. So for these 3 sets of 9, these 3, right, where did it come from? It actually comes from 4 minus 1. So 4 minus 1, give me 3. So 4 minus 1 equals to 3. So if let's say I want to use the term of any positions, I will always start with 48 minus the position here. So in this case, it will be n, the n term, so based on the past 4 terms, I always take the position of the term. So in this case, my position is n. I minus 1. So n minus 1 times 9. So how many sets of 9 are there? There are n minus 1. Why? Because we are looking at the n term. So when it's the fourth term, we need to minus 3 sets of 9. When it's the third term, we need to subtract 2 sets of 9. When it's the second term, we need to subtract 1 set of 9. And when it's the first term, I need to subtract 0 sets of 9. So this is how I get the expression here. So now you have already found out the expression in terms of n for the n term. So all you need to do now is just to simplify it. So 48 minus so the bracket means multiply. So 9 times n minus 1. So 48 minus 9n. So minus 9 must times minus 1 is plus 9. So this is not the final answer yet. Why? If you notice, there are like terms that we can simplify further. So our final answer will be 57 minus 9n. So this one will be my expression for n term. So what does this mean? So let's say if I ask you to find out what is the 100th term, so for example, If I ask you to find out the term in the 100 position, so this one is the 100 term, I can straight away take 57 minus 9 bracket. So in the bracket, I replace the n with 100. So this will give me the term straight away in the 100 position, which is negative 843. So let's say I want to use this n expression, the expression for n term, to find out the 4th position. It will be 57 minus 4, no, 57 minus 9, because we are using this expression here, times 4. And if you check an answer, 57 minus 36 will be 21. So this 21 here, right, is what we have found previously. So we know that for the 4th term is actually 21. So this means that our expression in terms of n for the n term is correct. So what I'm doing here is just to show you how can we check the answer. So I'm just checking answer. And I also show you what is the benefits for finding out the expression for n term. You can straight away find out a term of any position, even if it's at the 100 position or the 100 term. So the 100 term, it just means that this term is in the 100 position. So if you have any question, please ask or text me so that we can go through together. Thank you.